Did you know that the referee for Italy's game against Albania at Euro 2024 was once suspended for match fixing? Did you know Serbia nearly pulled out of the competition after playing just 2 games? Wild, right? But not as wild as England having to beef up security because one player's wife and ex-girlfriend both showed up to the tournament. Sounds unbelievable. Well, get ready to be stunned as we reveal the juiciest and most scandalous secrets of every team at the 2024 Euros. You won't believe your ears. The Croatian national team have had some impressive performances in recent tournaments, including at the 2018 World Cup, where they made it to the final. But rewind to the Euro 2016 and you'll find a juicy scandal. During one of the games of the tournament, the then president of the Croatian FA, Davor Šuker, was seen telling the coach who to sub and what tactics to use mid-game. Crazy, right? Now jump to Euro 2024, and Croatia's fans are making headlines too, for tossing flares and other objects onto the field, causing UEFA to slap the FA with an €87,000 fine. Croatia really can't catch a break from controversies. Just like Croatia, Albania have also had to deal with their own off-the-field chaos in this tournament. All starting just hours before their game against Italy, when over 100 Albanian hooligans went on a rampage, attacking Italian fans at a restaurant. One guy got seriously hurt, but thankfully, riot police swooped in like action heroes and brought the madness under control. Next up we have Italy, and the mild controversy that followed their 2-1 win against Albania. In actual fact, the game started and ended without any fuss, but that was until reports started to filter in that Felix Weyer, the centre referee who officiated the game, had served a 6-month ban for his involvement in a match-fixing scandal back in 2005. Although there was no shady business in this game, the Italians weren't thrilled about Zweyer's skeletons coming out of the closet because it put a cloud over the integrity of the victory. From Italy, we move to Spain, regarded as one of the favourites of the tournament. La Roja have been on fire in this tournament, but their sizzling form on the pitch isn't enough to make us forget the chaos that rocked the Spanish Football Federation a few months ago when former Spanish FA president Luis Rubiales forcefully kissed Jenny Hermoso at the final of the 2023 Women's World Cup. Anyway, the scandal is now before the court, and Rubiales is expected to undergo trial in February 2025. Scotland's Euro 2024 campaign came to an end after a disappointing 1-0 loss to Hungary. In other words, it was a tournament to forget for the Tartan Army. But one incident that won't be forgotten was the public scandal involving Barry Ferguson and Alan McGregor. Back in 2009, Barry and Alan were selected to represent Scotland in the World Cup qualifiers against Iceland, but instead of gearing up for the game, they were caught partying late into the night at the team hotel. To top it off, they made V signs and posed for the camera while benched at Hampden Park. The Scottish FA were livid and banned both players from the national team for life. Next up, we've got a jaw-dropping story from Slovenia. This scandal happened with the women's national team. But what exactly happened? Well, it's nothing much. Just 31 female players refusing to play under head coach Borat Jark. But why did they turn on him, you ask? According to reports, Jark was accused of everything from bullying to sexism and even racism. Some sources say he once insulted the players by saying they were playing like wild pigs. Jark denied it all, but the scandal was too hot to handle, and he ended up resigning. Poland's Euro 2024 performance was pretty forgettable, but it's got nothing on the wild Kickz airport incident of 1980. It all kicked off when Joseph Mlynarczyk, the team's goalkeeper, stumbled back to the training camp hungover after a wild night out. Coach Kaleta, understandably, wanted him booted from the squad, but surprise surprise, 5 other players, including Stanislaw Telecki, revolted after a heated standoff. Kaleta caved to the mutiny and let Mlynarczyk stay, but the drama didn't end there. The Polish FA swooped in, sending the rebellious 5 players packing and banning them from all club and national team activities for a year. What a soap opera! More recently, Austria were faced with its own issue after 3 of its players were caught singing homophobic chants during the Vienna derby. Coach Ralf Rangnick wasted no time and booted them from the national team. Sounds wild, right? But it's nothing compared to the scandal that rocked Denmark in 2021. hold on to your hats, because this one's a doozy. Back in 2021, the Danish Dynamite were holed up at the Hotel Marienlyst, getting ready to take on Iceland in a World Cup qualifier. Everything was peachy until bam, newsflash. 8 squad members were caught in a wild pool party with the hotel staff. Cue the drama. The Danish FA launched a full-blown investigation, and guess what? 2 waitresses were found guilty and suspended. Now that's what I call a poolside pandemonium. That same year, the Hungarian national team faced heavy sanctions from FIFA after its fans racially abused Raheem Sterling and Jude Bellingham. As part of the sanction, the Hungarian FA was fined €208,000, and the team was ordered to play its next 2 home games in FIFA competitions without fans. Now, let's talk Slovakia, aka the Falcons. They strutted into Euro 2024 without a hint of a scandal. But circle back to 2019 and boy oh boy, things were wild. The country's football scene was rocked to its core by allegations of sports corruption. After a deep investigation, 13 referees and delegate members of the Slovakian Football Federation were convicted and slammed with jail sentences ranging from 4 to 10 years. Romania are having a tournament to remember, after securing victory at the top of the group ahead of Ukraine and Belgium, and one can only imagine how elated the Romanian fans are, especially considering the off-the-field issues that have plagued their football in times past. I mean, let's talk about it. Corruption scandals, match-fixing dramas, they've seen it all, even as recently as 2016. But guess what? Those dark clouds have parted, and Romanian football is shining brighter than ever. The Czech Republic are another country facing serious administrative issues. The deputy head of the Football Association, Roman Berber, and his cronies got busted by the cops for corruption and match fixing back in October 2020, and after 4 years of a nail-biting investigation, they were found guilty, with Berber receiving a 3-year suspended sentence and a staggering €80,000 fine. Georgia's another team that's been plagued with controversies over the years. The height of it was in March 2007, when the country's football federation changed presidents twice in 1 week. This sparked reports and allegations of political interference, which isn't allowed under FIFA rules. Still, on the issue of football administrators getting caught in scandals, Yildirim Demirören, a media bigwig and former head honcho of the Turkish Football Federation, found himself in hot water in 2018. Rumour had it he fathered a child with an underage girl. At first, Demirören brushed it off, even slapping the journalist who published the story, Mehmet Baransu, with a defamation lawsuit. But when Baransu demanded a DNA test to settle the score, Demirören backed down faster than you can say goal. Talk about a plot twist. You couldn't make this stuff up if you tried. And for sure, you'll never hear anything more crazy than that. Well, wait till you hear the story of how England granted the wives and girlfriends of their stars access to the team base. The real twist of the story is that Carl Walker has both his wife Annie Kilner and ex-girlfriend Lauren Goodman at the tournament. And guess what? Both women sat just 100 metres apart for England's game against Denmark. The tension was so high that the English FA had to beef up security to avoid a potential collision between both women. Now that's a soap opera scene unfolding right in the stadium. Ever heard of the saying, when it rains it pours? Well, that was the case for the Netherlands team at the Euro '96. After their heartbreaking loss to France in the quarter-finals, the floodgates of controversy burst open. Rumours of racism swirled around the team, with Edgar Davids, Clarence Seedorf, Patrick Kluivert, Michael Reisiger and Winston Bogarde at the centre. But hold your horses, turns out the real drama wasn't about skin colour at all. Nope, it was a mix-up over money, food and a photo that was blown way out of proportion. Now, let's talk about the Belgian national team. With all those football stars, you'd think they'd at least have one major title under their belt, right? But nope, Lady Luck seems to be giving them the cold shoulder, along with some serious squad drama. These long-running issues date back to 2014, when Thibaut Courtois had a one-night stand with Kevin De Bruyne's girlfriend at the time. Since then, the interpersonal relationship between both players and some other members of the squad has been completely destroyed, and the national team has suffered heavily for it. For some time now, Ukraine's national team has been facing some serious challenges, and it's not just since on the field. With the country at war with Russia since 2022, players have been dealing with huge psychological burdens. As if that wasn't enough, the former president of the Ukrainian FA, Andrei Pavelko, was charged with fraud and money laundering over the supposed construction of an artificial grass factory. Pavelko and the FA cried foul, saying it was all a plot by pro-Russian folk to sabotage Ukraine's joint bid for the 2030 World Cup. For all of the success they've enjoyed on the pitch, French football has been the home for some of the football's biggest and mind-twisting scandals in recent times. Think back to 2015, when midfielder Mathieu Valbuena found himself in a sticky situation with a sex tape blackmail scheme, and guess who was pulling the string? None other than his own teammate, Karim Benzema. Talk about a plot twist. So, what happened next? Well, Benzema got slapped with a 1-year suspended jail sentence and a hefty €75,000 fine. In addition, the French striker was booted out the national team for 6 whole years. A few odd years ago, in 1986 to be specific, the Portuguese national team was caught in a series of controversies known as the Saltillo affair. The issue started when one of the players was accused of doping. The allegations turned out to be untrue, but a slew of other controversies soon followed, including inappropriate behaviour at the team's headquarters and the players threatening to down tools. Thankfully, the Portuguese FA eventually got hold of the situation. Despite being the host, Germany's Euro 2024 campaign was nearly plunged into chaos even before it began. Just 10 days before kickoff, a controversial survey revealed that 21% of participants wanted more white players on the national team. And to make things worse, another 17% said it was a shame that İlkay Gündoğan was the captain of the team due to his Turkish heritage. But guess what? Despite these controversies, the Mannschaft have been getting the job done on the pitch, just like we do every time on this channel. And there you have it, the juicy, dramatic and downright unbelievable secrets behind each Euro team delivered to you as promised. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos.